Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche podcast, live from the Toyota Lounge. Unfortunately, a loser's lounge, but still powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships and presented by Bet365. Rudo and AJ coming to you live as the Avs lose their first game of the preseason, which, you know what, we'll count as a good thing, all right? It's officially not a 16-17 repeat with the perfect preseason into a horrible season.
Honestly, I think this fan base needs a perfect preseason into something much better so we can stop talking about it.
Well, it won't be this preseason. Put it to you that way. The Avs do drop one. We'll get into it. It is the preseason. Don't overthink it. But we'll get into all the details. First of all, thank you, Ulysses, for becoming a member. We appreciate you. You can join the Supporters Club right now if you want access to emojis, which you're going to want as we get into the season and start doing watch-alongs, so you can spam them. Unfortunately, Dr. Dubs didn't come through for us tonight, but hopefully in the next one. And it also gives you access to more of our content that is for YouTube members only. There's a bunch of stuff on there right now you can go check out if you are a member. Secondly, before we get into the game, Erik Johnson officially announced his retirement today. Congratulations to him on an incredible career, over 1,000 games in the NHL. If you've been following along with what he's been talking about, obviously he's retiring in Av. I believe he is coming around to have a press conference here in Colorado about it coming up here. So,
Monday.
Yep, that'll be a thing that happens, and congrats to EJ on that. If he's ever around, always a great guy. Nothing but love for him.
Yeah, I think Erik Johnson was one of those guys that the Avalanche had on the block, and there was a lot of interest in, and there were a lot of conversations during that 16-17 season about, all right, who's going to move? How do we reset this thing? Duchesne wanted out. He was the most vocal. But when the management came and said, hey, anybody else? Basically, it was really something when Gabe Landeskog and Erik Johnson both went to Joe Sakic and said, yeah, not only do we want to win, we want to win in Denver. We want to turn this thing around. This is an organization that gave both of them a chance, and they wanted to reward that faith in them by bringing them back to winning atmosphere, and that's exactly what they did. Erik Johnson, just from a media perspective, one of the most open and easiest and honest players that you could ever ask to talk to. One of the very, very, very rare people that he looks at you in your face when he talks to you. He addresses you by name. He learns what your name is, and then he uses it. A lot of guys don't do any of that. So it's, from a media perspective, he's obviously a huge loss. Everybody already knows, like, EJ's great. He's fun-loving and a silly guy, and, he's awesome. But, the person is a big loss, too. It really would have been fun for them to go on a deep run last year. Gabe comes back. Landy gets to be with his best friend as EJ also returns at the deadline, and they make a deep run together. And it's always going to sting a little extra knowing that was the end with those two together. So, yeah. Bummer there, but, happy that EJ is on with whatever he would like to do. It wasn't a lack of options in the NHL. He just didn't want to do it. So, that's a great dude, and obviously we wish him the best. He was always good to us, and that's because he's good to everybody. Just the quintessential embodiment of what you want an athlete to be, representing the team that you love.
Yep. Shout out to EJ one more time. I'm sure we'll hear from him Monday, and it'll be a good time, whatever he does next here in Colorado or otherwise. So that news out of the way. Let's actually get into this game. For starters, sure, it's still a preseason game. I get that. But at least the lineups were mostly NHL players. I mean, is there...
Yeah.
Can you take anything of significance out of this game, at least because of that? Can you start to at least look at individual players, or is this still just, it's preseason, they're warming up?
I want to say the power play sucks, but they probably should have scored on the second one.
Yeah.
And they had 2 of them, so it wasn't like an 0 for 7 night, you know, like it was. I'm not taking a ton from it. My biggest thing is Jared Bednar, calm the hell down, dude. You do not need to be playing Cale Makar 26 minutes in a preseason
game. Yeah.
Just stop, man. Just let it ride. I know that it's, hey, let's get a look at this. Let's stop. This is dumb.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
Like that annoys me. In terms of like trying to take something from all of this, not really. You could tell that there were a handful of guys out there that weren't going all the way. Nathan McKinnon, chief among them, still not locked in. No surprise, he never is in the preseason. Like, this is not how this goes for him.
Between him and Natchez, it was what it was. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Natchez had a couple of moments with the puck, but mostly was just kind of like, you could tell, big circles around the zone, like slow changes, or you're just like, puck's not near me, dude. I'm good. Jack Drury, go chase somebody. Gavin Brindley, go bark at somebody. You know, like, you guys go do all this. I'm good.
For sure. Preseason is unfortunately still preseason. I will say, you got the physicality out of guys like Parker Kelly in the bottom of the lineup as the guys that do that every game. But top to bottom, I do think the speed at least started to feel a little bit more NHL caliber throughout this game. You had a lot of up and down the ice, a lot of pace to their play, even if defense was optional at times during this game. It did feel closer to a real NHL game. So it had that going for it at very least.
Yeah, it definitely, you're not wrong about the pacing of it, some of the physicality in it, and it being largely 2 NHL rosters. This is what the preseason should be, and what I'm hoping that it is next year, which is 2 teams that had their fits and spurts of actually caring about it. Everybody kind of gets into a little bit of a rhythm of what an NHL game is supposed to feel like. Nobody gets hurt. Some close calls, but nobody gets hurt. And both teams and it ends in regulation. Mother of Moses, it ends in regulation is such an important part of this. So the only time I am on team ties are acceptable is in preseason games. There is absolutely no reason to go beyond that.
You mentioned the power play. There were only 4 minutes of it. Let's not lose our minds over 4 minutes, but it was the first real time you at least got to see power play unit 1 play together. Power play unit 2, technically Colton didn't play today, so was technically missing a guy, but I really don't think it looked very bad. Both power plays, they actually generated some pretty decent chances. It doesn't bother me in any way, but I do think it is funny that they're 0 for their last 16.
Yeah. I mean, that's a ton of power plays.
Yeah.
Just a handful of games. I think it's funny that Gavin Brindley has their only power play goal this preseason.
Yep. In a split squad game to start in game 1. Yeah.
Yeah. For a long time since, God, does that feel like a long time ago that you and I were sitting at Magnus, like, yay.
That was what, 2 weeks ago? God, preseason's too
Yeah.
long. Preseason's too
It's
long.
so long, man. It's so long, man.
So don't read too much into it. For what it's worth,
Yeah.
I will say, if you were expecting something significantly different of the power play setup, we did not see any of that today.
No.
It was the exact same thing we've seen for years. So
No. Looked very familiar. Very familiar.
Penalty kill side of things, they did kill the one penalty they faced. It was nice to have a game that didn't have 10 total penalties in it like we've seen a lot of so far through the preseason. So you actually did get a decent look at a lot of these guys at 5-on-5, even if there was various effort levels and such going on. So that was nice to see.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a lot that I care about from this game.
Yeah.
For starters,
it's like all small stuff.
yeah, I there are a lot of small things. That's a good way to put it. But on a team-wide level, I don't know that there's a lot that I care about.
Yeah.
I will say, if Vegas could please stop launching Avs players into the boards in a preseason game, that'd be cool. We ain't out here trying to blow people up in the I know Parker Kelly had a big hit in this game too, but his kit was not a penalty, so
It was a good hit.
yeah.
It was a good hit. I mean, well, in the one on Bardakov, where you're just like,
What is that guy thinking? Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't have the puck. He's not about to have the puck. Like, he's just kind of the boards providing some support, and then all of a sudden it was like, meow. All right. I don't really know why that was necessary, but Bardakov was a little shaken up, but he got back up and he returned, and that was the important part.
Yep. Thankfully, no injuries there. Lehkonen had a spooky spill into the boards too, but was fine. So the Avs escaped this one with no injuries, as far as we know, at the very least.
The Lehkonen one was particularly funny because the Vegas broadcast was like, wow, Shea Theodore really strong on his stick. Yeah, you tripped him. You tripped him. That broadcast was killing me, man. Even late in the third period, they're complaining about not getting a hooking call. It's a preseason game, fellas. Come on, just let this go. It's fun. Nobody cares about this.
It's funny, and AJ, I know you've listened to a lot of away broadcasts over the last couple of years. But Altitude gets a lot of hate for being Homer a lot of the time, and they are somewhat Homer. That's the job description. I get it. But you listen to some of the other broadcasts around the league, and it's like there's 15 other teams in the league who are just as Homer, if not more so, on their broadcasts.
I don't think it's 15. I think it's probably 28.
Sure.
Like, it's a lot, man. Like, the broadcasts have gotten extremely tilted to the audience that they are broadcasting to. Which, on one hand, you can understand, and on the other hand, you're also like, is this what's wrong with society?
I am not touching this conversation.
Like, is this where we went wrong? We're now just drowning ourselves in the self-indulgent crap that makes us feel good about the things we already believe. My team is great. Please just tell me my team is great. This feels like this is where we have gone wrong.
I'm just gonna not touch that and move on. So
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take this as a tacit agreement.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm also not about to pop off. So
You're right. You're right.
Look, there are a couple of different things I want to touch on, actually, and we're almost to our break. So let's just take our break first, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this one.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, you know. I don't know. I don't even know where the meat and potatoes phrase came from, to be honest. But if you want to get tickets for the prices of potatoes, that's where Game Time comes into play. Whether it's going to the next Avs game, final preseason game, or maybe you want regular season tickets so you can get to the Broncos. Nuggets games are starting up soon. Whatever it is, Game Time has tickets to everything. Not just sports either. Concerts, theaters, you name it, Game Time can get you in there. So, get with Game Time today. Download the app. Use code DNVR when you sign up, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase with Game Time. Of course, there are terms that apply, but you can use the Game Time's different features, whether it be the section selector, last-minute ticket deals, or even use the Game Time Picks feature where you search for tickets that you want and Game Time only shows you the best tickets for the best prices based on your parameters. Whatever it is, make sure you get your tickets through Game Time today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Again, download that app and join over 15 million people that use Game Time to get their tickets, and use code DNVR to get $20 off your first purchase. Tap Ticket Go, download the Game Time app today. Once you got your tickets through Game Time, you're also going to want to fuel up for food on your way to the arena and do game day the Canes way. Go get to Raising Canes today. We're talking hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and the MVP of every bite, Canes sauce. That stuff is genuinely delicious. I could eat it on just about anything. Don't forget those jugs of freshly brewed tea and freshly squeezed lemonade to keep the squad refreshed. Big plays, big flavor. It's how Canes does game day. So rally your team and make your next tailgate a touchdown. Raising Canes Chicken Fingers, one love. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. A couple of lineup decisions that I did want to talk about I thought were a little bit interesting. One, Ross Colton didn't play. He played yesterday. They didn't want to give him the back-to-back as the veteran guy. They did have a handful of guys play the back-to-back, though, including Jack Drury, Bardakov, Brindley, Kiviranta, and Malinsky. I think that was all of them. I might be missing one.
Did play last night?
Sean did play as well, so there you go. So six guys were playing on a back-to-back in the preseason for whatever that's worth to you. But mostly the Avs A squad. Funnily enough, I did want to start with most of those guys that played in the back-to-back situation. Maybe, I don't know about most interesting, but Jack O'Shawn. He ends up being the last non-roster lock defenseman with the team. Amott got sent down today, and then Ronnie Attard is hurt to some level. Yeah, whatever that is. Do you think there's a world where the Avs start the season with O'Shawn on the roster, or do you think they're pretty locked into running 7 if you assume Girard is healthy?
I think they really like him, but I think if Girard really is going to be healthy and he's going to be in the opening night lineup, why is he there?
Sure.
What is Jack O'Shawn bringing you? It's everything that you already have enough of, arguably too much of. He's a good skater. He competes hard. He's a good puck mover. But, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, what's the goal, Yeah. You're trying to...
If he's sitting up in the press box, how is he helping you? Sure.
Yeah. I just don't... I don't... You can choose to accrue extra cap space if you just don't carry him as an 8th guy. And if you're not going to play him, then he doesn't need to be there. You already have an extra body.
Yep.
And when you do play him, he doesn't bring a unique skill set that you really need. You have no way of maximizing what he does best as a player because you're not playing him on a power play unit. They pretty much this is pretty much the same problem that they have with Sam Malinsky, mind you, except Jack O'Shawn is just left-handed.
Amusingly, they've been playing together a decent portion of the preseason, both on their offsides. So, not doing them any favors.
It's been odd to watch all the Jack O'Shawn on the right side has been like, this feels unnecessary, but
yeah,
man, preseason is when you take a look at stuff, so
true,
that's fine. I would say, I guess I just am less excited about O'Shawn as other people, in terms of like getting into an actual NHL game. Who he is as a player now is fine. He's a good AHL player. He's a good leader. He sets a great cultural tone in Loveland. He's a really hard worker, and he's really committed to playing the game the right way, best he can. But he's like 5'7", man.
It's really
He's
difficult,
Sam
right?
Girard, but worse
Yeah.
at everything.
Right. If the Avs were an organization that had a bunch of 6'5" guys, needed help with puck movement, basically, if the Avs were the exact opposite of what they are, totally.
Yeah.
Jack Ashon makes a ton of sense. Hey, you
Absolutely.
can give a try to that guy. But with what the
Absolutely.
Avs are, he's just something they already have, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and if frankly, with Sam Malinsky once again not looking very good on the left side,
yeah,
if they're like, hey, we don't necessarily need to do this, we could just have Jack Ashon play.
yeah,
Fine, but like that's not what you wanted.
no,
Sam Malinsky, Jack Ashon on their correct sides in their ideal situations on a third pairing. Sam Malinsky's a much better player.
agreed.
But we've seen the struggles on the left side. I mean, he looks like he's on the moon. We knew he was going to look like he was on the moon. But you do want it, like you knew you were going to be in for a likely bumpy ride here. You want to see it play out a little bit. I think they should give him some leash, and the Jack Ashon thing is like we're going to keep him around in the preseason as just in case, right? Like we're going to get a good long look. The guys are going to get to know him. Everybody's going to get a little familiar with him, just in case we do need to lean on him. It's not like there's going to be, oh man, I'm in the NHL when he gets called up. And he's been in the NHL before, so it really shouldn't be like that.
I think even that might be generous. There's a reason we've talked about the waiver wire so much and why the Avs might look to claim a defenseman if things are going poorly with Malinsky.
I swear to God, if they claim Logan Stanley, I'm going to blow my top on this podcast.
Yeah, no, I refuse. I refuse on Logan Stanley. You already mentioned Malinsky. We're kind of already in that room. As you said, like, we are not surprised to see issues there. We're not surprised to see it be imperfect, but it's 2 games in a row now for Malinsky where he makes a big mistake, where the play just completely falls apart directly in front of him.
Yeah, and this one, the one that he makes on the game-winning goal, right?
Yep.
Tonight in this game, just gets worked.
Yep.
This isn't a right side or left side conversation.
Behind his own net.
Yeah. He just got outworked. He got out-muscled. He gets separated from the puck, and they turned it into a good scoring chance. I mean, that's really all there was to it. Like, hey, part of the appeal of Sam Malinsky is that he can make a play with the puck, and instead, he ate the puck, ate the hit, got rocked, and watched them score. Like, it accomplished nothing. He got nothing meaningful done there.
Got the Avs out on the strip 10 minutes faster, I guess. But
I'll tell you what, not a meaningless accomplishment, because I was dreading. We were starting to get down to it.
Yeah, overtime was looming.
Don't you dare go into overtime. Don't you dare do it.
I think they might be flying out tonight, actually, for their team building stuff. But so maybe not. Maybe the Avs not going to the strip tonight. But
team building.
Sure, exactly. Is what it is on that front. We kind of started down the defense path, so let's just kind of go through the rest of it. I don't have any notes on Taves and Makar. They are who they are. Brent Burns is the other one that it's like, again, it's preseason. Probably not going 100%, but any takeaways on him?
I did see him gear it up twice in this, where it looked like he really just was like really engaged in what was happening, and I was like, oh, that looked good. I think Brent Burns, like, he's played 925 straight regular season games. He hasn't missed a game since sore gums in 2013. Like my favorite fun fact, by the way. It's why I keep referencing it. It's just so silly and strange. Took the penalty, so we didn't even really get to see him on the PK properly. So I don't have any real problems. We saw him make one really nice outlet pass, a stretch pass, to the opposing blue line that didn't lead to anything, but It could have. I'm fine. Like, I'm fine
Yeah.
with Brent Burns. I have no complaints.
Yeah.
I know you and I weren't a big fan of his game the other day because they were on a million power plays and he didn't do anything on any of them.
Yeah.
But this game, I really don't know what I would have much of a problem with. He got danced a little bit one time, but he recovered pretty
Yeah, it was
reasonably.
fine.
Like it was fine. Like,
He had a couple of fun shifts in the ozone, and then he shot the puck, and I went, that's a thing.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's just holding back
Yeah.
or if it's like, is this like when the pitcher has to start figuring out how to get by? Like when Zach Greinke started getting by throwing 78
You got to learn how to throw your nasty curveball instead of the fastball. Yeah.
And it was just like, what is this? Like, I don't know if that's what we're looking at or if he's just chucking muffins because he's bored.
Saw Kale rip one off of Marty's ankle and thought, I better not.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, dude, he just broke his ankle. This is bad for everybody. Like, Cale Makar just did this. Some friendly fire tonight on a couple of those.
There were a couple. Marty is fine, for the record. No big deal. But weird. I'll put it that way. Also weird. There were like 5 posts hit in this game. There were definitely more posts than goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially early where you were just like, rips it off the post. Rips it. You're like, jeez. The first 2 were the funny ones because both of them are near side.
Yeah. Go in behind the goalie
perfectly,
yeah.
And they go off the inside of the near post where you're just like, oh, that's not supposed to be a dangerous shot. And both guys just about
as close as you can get to a goal, basically, without scoring it. But
yeah, Kiviranta came close. I will give the Vegas announcer some credit. It was very funny to me when he mentioned that Kiviranta scored into an empty net last night, and then he followed it up with, tonight he's trying to score against an actual goalie. And I was like, okay, all right, I was a little saucy. Like, he's getting worked up. We're getting revved up. We're not just complaining about refs out here. We're taking little side swipes at players. This is fun. I want some more of this.
You gotta poke him a little bit. You gotta get the poking stick out for sure.
Honestly, broadcasts need more. Like, don't just be like blatant homers about like this team's great. Like, you need to get your sports hate on a little bit. Rivalries used to be fun for a reason, and it was because you thought that the fans and people of the opposing organizations were all just like the world's worst people. But we're too chummy now.
Yep.
I feel this way about sports only.
Definitely.
We are very clearly not too chummy as a society.
Please, definitely not saying that we need more hate in the world. Please, no.
Totally, but you should be able to like sports trash talk comfortably.
Sure. Why not?
I'm afraid to do it. I'm going to get doxxed. I don't want that.
Let's move backwards here. Wedgewood gets the full game today. Plays pretty well. 2 goals he gives up. I don't know that there's a ton he can do about. With him slated in to be the starter, are we confident going into the season with the Wedgewood Minor tandem?
I feel great. Scott Wedgewood looks really good. I think Trent Minor looks really good. It's supposed to be pretty short term, so I'm not that worried about it. Like, if this was their tandem for the season, I'm like, oh no, this is a concern. I'm good. I really am good. Like, I think that it's just fine. Both of those guys have looked good in the preseason, and I carry a torch for Trent Minor. I think he's good.
Yeah. For the record, if you were listening to the intermission broadcast, the Mackenzie Blackwood surgery that was referenced happened in May. That's not a thing.
So funny. Such a strange, like, oh yeah, well he's not going to be ready for the start of the season because he just had surgery, and everybody's like, the hell did he just say? That was funny. I enjoyed that. That was Gary Lawless got everybody good on that.
Yep. definitely got the dander up quite a bit across the Avs-sphere. So yeah, the Blackwood situation remains the same, but that is still expected to be Wedgewood minor to start the year for at least a week or two. We'll see from there. All right, we do need to take our second break of the show, and then we can start talking about some of the forwards and all of that goodness, as our presenting sponsor is, of course, Bet365. You can get in with them. They're official partner of the Colorado Avalanche right now, and they have a bunch of amazing bonuses and deals that you can jump on. The best one of it all is, at Bet365, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5 win or lose. All you have to do is put $10 in your account and place a $5 bet on anything, and you'll get those $200 in bonus bets, which you then can play with. You can have fun with them. It's basically free money to bet on whatever you want. Still don't recommend betting on preseason hockey, but it'll be regular season hockey pretty soon, which you can throw some bets down on. Of course, you can also bet on the Broncos or any other sports team. It doesn't even have to be Colorado-based. You can do it all at Bet365. They have great parlays. They often have bonuses on those where you can get like some of your money back on bets. And, of course, they often do early payout deals. Last year, if your NHL team ever got up by 3 goals, you get paid out as if you won no matter what. So jump in with Bet365. Again, get those $200 in bonus bets by using code DNVR365 when you sign up with a new account. Deposit $10 and bet $5 to get it. Of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Once you've gotten in with Bet365, it's also time to get in with the official vehicle of DNVR, which is Toyota. They've got a vehicle for everyone, whether it be trucks, SUVs, crossovers, sedans, you name it. They've got it all, and they have 17 different models with all-wheel or four-wheel drive, like the epic 4Runner, so you can conquer the road or the trail wherever you want to drive, maybe through bad weather, or maybe having fun off-roading. Jump in with them. You can get 16 different low or zero emission vehicles. That's more than anybody else out there, including even hybrid trucks like the Tundra I-Force Max. When you do decide you want to check out a Toyota, go to your local Front Range stores, including AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corbin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mount St. Toyota in Denver, Stevens Toyota in Aurora, and Stevens Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, Toyota, the official vehicle of not just us here at DNVR, but the Colorado Avalanche. Toyota, let's go places. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. The continuing story of the preseason continues to be Zakhar Bardakov and Gavin Brindley. Bardakov, we still feel pretty comfortable, locked in at 4C. What'd you make of him?
I was curious. It's a faster environment. Vegas plays more physically. How's he going to handle it? I didn't really have a big problem there. I think he fit in and adapted pretty well to the moment. I like the guy. Yep. I'm ready to see more of him. Had a little bit of an opportunity to make a play on offense and couldn't quite get the puck to settle down to actually do anything with it.
Semi-break, yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Is what it is.
Not jumping on the hype train on the... This isn't the game that pushes his hype train forward.
Sure. Fair enough.
But it doesn't stop it. I mean, it's not...
Yep.
It's not like we went, oh, no, this was a concern.
Yeah. Good to see him engage physically, even against a lineup of mostly NHLers. Again, effort levels varying, but was willing to play that style of game. And two, obviously you don't want to see scary plays. You don't want to see him get hurt, but the fact that he was able to absorb a hit like that, return to the game, and continue to play the same style of hockey, you got to be tough if you want to be a force center in the NHL. You got to be able to take a little bit of punishment.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say my bigger concern is the fact that he went 2 of 6 on defensive zone faceoffs. You don't want to have to protect your fourth line defensively.
Well, Drury did go 10 of 12, so...
Right, and he went 7 of 8 in the defensive zone.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good, man. If you could get 88% face-off win rate defensively on a regular basis, that is quite a weapon for you.
You would have a job for life, right? Like, you could be 50 years old, and if you go out there and won that many face-offs, a team would still employ you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen... We were talking in the offseason about Luke Glendening.
Yeah, true.
Like, That's
And
all he does.
That dude's at
And
like
he,
57%. Yeah.
yeah, it's like the very best face-off guys in the NHL are like 60%.
Yeah.
So you're just a shade better than a coin flip. Jack Drury destroyed tonight, which was good because Brock Nelson was fine. He went 10 of 20.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Like, and then the ones that what you don't like from Brock Nelson is that he goes 5 of 12 in the offensive zone, 3 of 5 in the defensive zone is nice. I don't care about neutrals on faceoffs, so
Yeah. They're just
those
not
numbers
as
help Brock
important.
Nelson. Yeah, I don't care. Nathan McKinnon, predictably not very good, but he took 2 defensive zone faceoffs. Like,
Wow.
he doesn't ever
Whoa.
take very many of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't ever take very many of them. So that's fine, whatever. But yeah, Bardakov not being very good in that area, Jack Drury being great in that area.
Some balance
Like,
there at least. Yeah.
it's gonna be one of those like really micro aspects of the team's success this year that it'll be a storyline. Can Bardakov get? He's gonna be bad for the
Passable at
first few
least.
months of
Yeah.
the season, but as the year goes on, by the second half of the season, can he get into, you know, pushing the 50%
Yeah.
range? Because if
Just
he can, huge weapon.
yeah. Just not costing you face-offs, basically.
Yeah, you don't want to just be conceding them, especially you want to be comfortable with your fourth line being able to win a faceoff in the defensive zone. If they can't do that, then we had Parker Kelly on the show, and one of the about 8,000 different topics that we touched upon was how he wasn't any good at faceoffs because he's never played center until last season.
Yep.
And that meant that they spent 30 seconds chasing, and by the time they got into the offensive zone, he was done. He was spent. He needed to
Yep.
go back to the bench. It was time to change. And if you're going to get no scoring done on a shift, you don't want to be defending. You want to be in the offensive zone. So with Bardakov, it's something that you're worrying about a little bit in the world where we're talking about potentially him being a 3C and Jack Drury being the 4C when Logan O'Connor comes back, like 4C.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
minute distribution is going to be pretty close to even. I think it's going to be 2 third lines or 2 fourth lines, whatever you want to call it, right?
Sure.
But with Drury's face-off ability, if Bardakov can't get that up to speed, they might swap roles, and then that third line is taking all offensive zone draws, and Drury is now centering a very defensively oriented fourth line just because it makes more sense that way.
Yep. Fair enough.
Instead of having this guy can't win a draw on the defensive zone, but you want to deploy him there because it's Parker Kelly and it's Kiviranta, it's those guys, right? Like, you have a defensive fourth line that you can't win a defensive zone faceoff. That's not the deployment that you want.
And for what it's worth, and you can't sustain this for a whole season, but certainly we've seen in the past, Bednar is not afraid to double shift to Nathan McKinnon with the third line, or if you feel like Brock Nelson's the better face-off guy, you're going to see those top guys get some face-offs or maybe get an extra shift here or there in offensive situations with Colton and Olofsson on the third line, which brings me to our next topic. Is the Gavin Brindley conversation quickly becoming the Gavin Brindley versus Victor Olofsson battle?
Yes.
That's what it feels like to me. I'll put it to you that way. It sure seems like the Avs want to give him that third line look.
Yeah, and you look at ice time tonight, Gavin Brindley played 10:35, Victor Olofsson played 10:39.
That's the same.
Like, they're giving them they each had 15 shifts. Victor Olofsson ended up with 1 blocked shot, no shots on goal, no hits, no nothing. Gavin Brindley had 2 shots on goal, 1 blocked shot, 1 hit. And when you watch him, you see Gavin Brindley's everywhere.
Yep.
He's
flying all
over
over the ice.
Yeah, he's working hard. He's noticeable. His speed pops. He's not the most physical guy in the world, but he's trying. Like this, and that's not me being a millennial saying, "Hey, we're just out here giving participation trophies." Not anything like that. He's working and making an impact. He's finding a way. It's the little things. When you're a bottom 6 player in the NHL, it's the little things. You need to be the master of the details. And to that point, Gavin Brindley has outplayed Victor Olofsson. What we've seen from Victor Olofsson in the preseason was the big fear when he signed. Yes, he's got a bomb of a one-timer. Yes, he brings some offensive upside, but he's too perimeter-oriented of a player. He doesn't work very hard in the defensive zone too frequently, and he has no physicality to his game. Gavin Brindley can fit inside of a thimble, and he's more physically punishing to play against than Victor Olofsson.
Yep,
He just is.
How much of a pass does Olofsson get for it being preseason?
None. In my opinion, none. As soon as Gavin Brindley started to get extra ice time, Victor Olofsson needed to turn up the wick to try and be like, "Hey, this is my job." But if you're Jared Bednar, why?
Yeah.
Why are you playing Victor Olofsson over Gavin Brindley? Which guy has given you more? We're going on multiple weeks now.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
He's on a 1-year deal for $1 million. This isn't a guy that we're talking about like, this isn't Ross Colton, $4 million, got multiple years, you know? He doesn't have that kind of security. He's on a prove-it deal because what he did last year didn't convince the NHL that he was worth more than that. So he needs to be firing on all cylinders, and right now he's either taking it easy or he can't. And Gavin Brindley is coming to steal his job. Gavin Brindley's been great.
Agreed. I do. Not that Gavin Brindley isn't very skilled, but I do wonder how well the offensive ceiling will function at the NHL level as of today. Not that he was bad tonight. He had multiple good offensive opportunities he helped create in the offensive zone. I liked a lot of it. But you also saw him. I guess the point I'm getting at is, does he have that NHL caliber skill the way Olofsson has a shot that will play in the NHL no matter what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the motor.
Okay.
He's a really good skater. He's a really smart player, and I think that the motor is what makes him a problem for other teams. He works hard. He might take a chance defensively, but he's got the ability, he's got the mobility, and he's got the heart to get back and make up for it and get involved.
All right. I'm sold on it.
Victor Olofsson's got an unbelievable one-timer.
True.
But when you're talking about your bottom six, how often are you going to get to utilize this? Right now, it looks like Victor Olofsson's going to be a really good 13th forward that they can rotate into their top 9 when they have an injury, or if Gavin Brindley struggles for some sort of stretch. But right now, opening night, for me, the body of work that we have seen, I'm leaning towards saying I want Gavin Brindley in my lineup and Victor Olofsson healthy scratch. And my fourth line would be Kiviranta, Bardakov, Kelly.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'll put it to you that way. Gavin Brindley did the thing that most guys struggle to do in the preseason, where anyone can have a couple of good days. Anyone can have a good game in the preseason, but day in, day out, Gavin Brindley has continued to impress every single day. The competition has gotten harder. The quality he's playing against has gotten harder. Internally, however you want to look at it, every single step of the way, Brindley has brought a consistent quality that it's hard to say no to.
Yeah, and think about what Jared Bednar said last night about Gavin Brindley. He keeps answering the bell.
Yep.
We give him a little bit more. He keeps answering the bell. We get him into an NHL lineup. He plays on special teams for us. We want to see what he looks like in these situations. He plays well. He makes a difference. He's one of their better skaters beginning to end of this game. I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about shot metrics. They're all bad tonight for everybody. Vegas really leaned on Colorado in the third period and smoked them.
That third period, the Colorado Avalanche were ready to go home, and Vegas was not. So,
yeah, I mean, it really started in the second period. The Avs had one 5v5 shot on goal in 16 minutes. It started then, but in the third period, Vegas was just doing whatever they wanted for 10 minutes.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, ignoring any of that, right? Like he's just what isn't he doing? What more do you want him to see from him? And it's interesting that Bednar was asked that question. What do you need to see from Gavin Brindley for him to make the team? And he was like, I don't know.
Yep. Just keep
I don't
doing what
even
he's
know.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was such an interesting answer because it's like, well, normally you're expecting to hear that, oh, well, he's fighting for a depth job, so he needs to be able to play a checking role, and he needs to be good defensively, and he needs to be reliable, and he needs to be consistent every day, and all of that. And Bednar was like, I don't know, man. Okay,
Thanks.
strange answer, but all right.
That's the type of answer where it's like that guy's either getting sent down tomorrow or that guy's already made the team.
Yeah, it had every feel of Jared Bednar's already made up his mind. We just don't know which direction it is yet.
Right. Yeah. We can kind of keep moving up the forward lineup. I know you said don't overthink the shot metrics too much, but the Avs' best possession line at 5-on-5 was their second line of Nelson, Landeskog, and Nichushkin. Landy obviously scores their only goal in the game. It's a pretty weak goal, to be honest with you, but it did go in the back of the net.
Don't be a hater.
I'm just being honest, man. That goal's not going in very often.
It's not a great goal.
But he did score. Hype for the captain getting back in. And that Nelson Landeskog chemistry that we've kind of been feeling for a good bit of training camp rewards you with the goal, rewards you with arguably their most solid line tonight, although they were technically out there for both goals against too. Are we starting to settle in? I know Bednar has said, hey, I'm going to use preseason to find chemistry and find all these pieces, and we're going to try everyone up and down the lineup. In years past, we've talked about those pairings of guys that you stick together. Are you comfortable with Nelson and Landy being one of those pairings?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Nelson and Landeskog are the two that I will build the rest of my lineup around those two right now. I'm not married to McKinnon Netchus. I think I've said this a bunch this preseason. I think they should stay together at 5v5, and they should have a conversation about breaking them apart on the power play. But at 5v5, they should continue to get looks together. Nichushkin and Lehkonen, I'm like, you break them up, you just put them wherever you want, dude.
Yep.
Right, like,
they're fine everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, Lehkonen has long shown great chemistry with Nathan McKinnon. Val Nichushkin looks great next to Landeskog and Nelson. It's a continuation of what we saw in the postseason. I really, your top six is in such a good spot because, yeah, I think that the Nelson Landeskog combination continues to click. It works well. I interviewed both guys. I'm working on a piece about exactly that. So, diehards and all.
There you go.
I talked to both of them about that chemistry. They both had some interesting things to say. I think that is a huge X factor for Colorado's success this year is what they've got cooking right there with those two guys.
When you start to see the pairings up and down the lineup with that one locked in. If you lock that one in, it's McKinnon and Natchez on the top line at least at 5-on-5. Third line, it sure looks like it's Drury and Colton to start the season as the pairing of two you're going to keep together with that other wing spot, maybe fast and loose.
Yeah.
Fourth line, maybe a little bit more open, but if you're talking about security blanket, Kelly and Kiviranta is definitely security.
Bardakov and Kelly look like they're joined at the hip right now.
Also true, yeah.
We talked about Kelly, like we talked to Kelly about Bardakov, and he was like, he's a funny guy. I really like him. Like, they've really clicked very nicely. You saw he got rocked tonight, Bardakov did, and who was the first player to his defense?
PK.
It's Parker Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Parker Kelly, and you could the on ice mic could pick him up yelling. You could pick up him yelling at the guy. What the hell are you doing? And I was like, tell him, Parker. You tell him. Be in defense of your boy.
Also,
that rocks.
Like an accurate statement from Parker Kelly.
Totally. What the hell were you doing?
Even in a regular season game, it's like, what were you thinking on that play?
Yeah. We need Eric around to tell us what a not big deal that hit is.
No, man. Missed that guy.
Yeah.
Look, he nailed it with Gavin Brindley, though. Make him make decisions, right? So, easy life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we jump into some other stuff, AJ mentioned it. Great time to become a diehard and get access to all of our content. AJ has a bunch of amazing stuff up there already. He's got a bunch of amazing season preview stuff coming too. So you're going to want to read all of that by becoming a diehard. When you sign up, you get a bunch of perks, not just access to the content, but you get discounts at the bar. It comes with a free t-shirt of your choice, and you get access to the Discord if you want to be a part of that too.
Or a sick free hat right now.
Yeah, you can get the hat deal as well for just $59. You become a diehard for a year and get the awesome hat. Jump in. Always a good time to become a diehard, but right now it's a great time. And then beyond that, no, I guess that's it. That's the only other thing I had to touch on. I already mentioned the supporters club here on YouTube.
Can I just say, Tiff was gone the last week. She was on vacation, and we had like a rotating producers. Her chiming in just now caught me so off guard.
Oh,
It caught me so off guard. I was like, "Oh, hello, Tiff."
Yes, I'm back. I'm back.
We all back.
Good.
We all back and ready. Can the season just start already? I don't want to play another preseason game. I want to be done with it.
I don't need the season to start yet. I have planned a very last-minute quick getaway on the last days of the last day.
Sneaking it in there. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's their fault. 40% off offers are, you're like, hey,
Too good.
all right.
Too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting back to tonight, or maybe more realistically, the full preseason as a whole. As you look at the Avs lineup roster, and I tweeted this out earlier today, technically, if the Avs wanted to, they wouldn't have to cut anyone else currently on their preseason roster. You'd have 4 dudes on season opening LTIR.
Oh, yeah.
LOC would go on regular IR, and then Blackwood would have to go on regular IR too.
Yeah, I don't know all the interesting rules around season opening IR.
It's a very weird thing, yeah.
Yeah, all of the little like cap shenanigans that are involved in it, I'm just like, this breaks my brain, and I don't want to keep tweeting at that guy asking him for CBA help. I'm just like, I'll deal with it if it actually pops up, but at the moment, you're right, it's not really.
It's very funny going on Puckpedia and saying, yeah, Jacob McDonald is going to count for $4,000 of your cap this year because he's on the season opening LTIR. And it's like, what's even the point?
No.
Like,
it is 4,036.
Oh, wow. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So just a food for thought that the Avs could be done making. I don't think they are. I do think we'll see a few more cuts yet to be made. But in theory, if they wanted to, this could be their whole roster going into the regular season.
Did I miss something? Does Puckpedia not keep up with cuts? They don't even have Gavin Brindley on this roster.
I don't get me wrong. Puckpedia is a good resource. There are no caps.
Great. Well, and it's just been, and like, I understand it's hard to keep up with like who's on the roster and who's not, and who's been reassigned and who's not, but like, that's what you do. Especially
because the Avs reassigned 5 dudes and then brought them back.
Yeah.
And then sent them back, to be fair. But it is an interesting area of doubt, to say the least.
Yeah, but they'll have, if they add Brindley into their current group, they'll have like $1.8 million in cap space.
That's
on
fine.
opening night.
Plenty.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah,
Nothing
pretty good.
Write home about in either direction, I would say.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, it'll be less than that because they'll need Trent Miner on the roster as well.
So it'd be more like $1 million or something, yeah.
Yeah, we're right around $1 million.
Okay. Hey. Whatever. I don't need to spend more time nitpicking salary cap space until we get closer to the deadline. I've done enough of that all off season.
Or, I mean, just an opening night roster would be like, okay, this is where they sit.
Right.
This is the number.
Now we can stop thinking about it.
Yep. Begin accruing.
For opening night, or rather, I should say, for the final roster, realistically, how many did the Avs run? 21? 22? Or the full 23?
I think 22.
Okay. Right down the middle?
Yeah.
One forward, one extra D?
Yeah, I think they'll go 13-7 with O'Connor on IR. Okay. I think he'll just be on regular IR so that they don't have to dip into it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. So realistically,
which would be with O'Connor on IR, that's 14 forwards, but it's like your active game day roster would be 13.
The reason you put someone on IR is so they're not part of your 23-man roster. That's the whole thing.
Just from a cap accounting purposes, I wanted to be clear.
Again, assuming Girard is healthy, the 7th is Middleton. Not a whole lot to talk about there. The Brindley conversation we had, 13th forward Olofsson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's not a bad idea to also send that message to Victor Olofsson.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, it's opening night. We're rewarding the guy who's outplayed you all preseason. He's showed up and he's worked really hard, and we're going to put him in this spot. And we're going to give him a couple of games, and we're going to tell you that what you've done for us hasn't been good enough. You're here on a 1-year deal. We didn't just start a long-term relationship. This is the beginning of our courtship here. We're just feeling it out right here, you know? You don't have any guarantees here. Yeah. You should not be feeling comfortable in this position. If you feel comfortable in this position, you won't be in it because Gavin Brindley wants it.
Fair enough. While I understand archetypally Olofsson doesn't make a ton of sense on the 4th line, is there any thought to Kivy being the 13th forward, whether that's Brindley down there or some other mix?
Not at the moment. If Olofsson was playing better and they were more it looked like they were actually interested in trying him on the top power play unit, it would be easier for me to say yes.
Okay.
But as a depth-ish guy, I think with Kivy and Kelly, you're comfortable on your 4th line.
All right. I have no arguments there. My only problem with what you're proposing is I still wonder about the waiver wire in these last few days of the preseason that is left.
Same.
We've rehashed it a bunch of times. The Avs almost always end up getting someone on waivers. They're not strangers to getting a guy 3 days before the season starts, and even getting a guy that they're willing to play in their starting lineup. So that's the only thing that I think really remains that could be a wrench in the roster for opening night at this point.
Definitely, especially if hey, plenty. I think it's less of a thing now, because Dylan Sandberg just got hurt in Winnipeg, so I think it's less of a conversation to have about Logan Stanley, who would be archetypally what the Avalanche are looking for. Anybody that's watched him play should have probably already come down on the side of no, thank you. But that we were talking about money a minute ago. Him making $1.25 million would mean you may not even carry a 13th forward.
Sure.
While you sort that out,
which the Avs have done in the past.
Yeah.
But
so, that's part of that conversation for me.
Can be hard to make the dollars and cents work for sure.
Yeah, a guy like that. There has been Nashville's got this like a Thunderdome of defenders trying to figure it all out. And if one of those guys shakes loose, The ones that I'm personally interested in, Spencer Stastny, Nick Blankenburg, they don't make any kind of meaningful money. Both of them are Stastny's at $825, Blankenburg's at $775.
We are headed into overtime here. The conversation continues online at thednvr.com. I don't even know that I really have anything else to add in overtime here, other than just...
My bad. I just mistimed it.
No, you're good.
I don't have a timer anywhere, and I forgot to actually look at the clock. I thought I was a few minutes away. That's why I'm just, spinning my wheels. I'm good, man. Let's get out of here. It ended in regulation. There were no injuries. We're good.
True.
Dub.
The only other thing I wanted to say is next couple of days, tomorrow's show, our Eastern Conference predictions. Friday's show, our Western Conference predictions. And then we will also have our Avalanche-specific season preview video coming out either Friday or maybe this weekend sometime. So keep your eyes peeled here on the YouTube channel for all of our season preview stuff, and become a diehard to read all of AJ's season preview stuff that should be coming out soon too. That's it. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.